Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we have a very fun project. We are down here on the shrub lot, but we are actually going to be planting the water trough at the barn. If you remember, we've had this water trough. It's a livestock water trough that we've had for 3 or 4 years now. We've had it for quite a while. I actually saw the idea on a Facebook gardening page and I said, oh my gosh, I love that. So we have had it filled with all sorts of beautiful summer annuals. Well, now that October is right here, it is time to say goodbye to the summer annuals and say hello to some fall, winter, early spring interest. We are going to switch it up this year, and I am actually going to plant some trees and shrubs and some fall color with some violas, maybe some kales, cabbages. Don't really know exactly how this design is going to turn out. We're just going to figure it out together. I do know that this water trough in this winter time gets a good amount of sun, especially early in the morning. So it'll get that 5 to 6 hours of first morning daylight sun, but it gets a break in the afternoon. So we are going to have fun planting some of these Thuja green giants. Thuja green giants are gorgeous evergreens that do really, really well here in North Carolina, but they get massive. I mean, they can get like 20 feet wide at the bottom and 30 feet tall. This is going to be a temporary planting. Come springtime, we will dig these out of the container, the water trough, move them up to a larger size pot. Right now, this is a 2-gallon, I think. We will move it up to like a 3-gallon. It is a 3-gallon, Jerry says. He's behind the camera. He's giving me hand signals. So this is a 3-gallon. So maybe we'll move it up to like a 5-gallon or a 7-gallon. Or yes, he's holding up 7 fingers. So we're going to go with 7. I really should get him mic'd up on videos like this because I think y'all would find it an absolute scream to hear his commentary from behind the camera. So we'll move it up. I'm going to grab 3 of these because I think 3 across the back will be great. These currently are, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet tall, so it'll be really fun. And then we're gonna grab some Fire Chief arborvitaes, and then we're gonna stick those in there. Really fun, really informal. You're just gonna come spend some time with us as we plant up this water trough. I will say that the water trough is in full sun right now. So we're going to do the best we can dealing with the sun. I will have my handy dandy sunglasses on. So without further ado, let's just load up some of these green giants and we'll grab the Fire Chiefs as we go by. Okay, my friends, so here we are standing in front of the barn next to the water trough in the full glorious sun. It's amazing to me that I can wear jeans and a sweater and not be sweating with my hair down. Y'all know that is rare around here. Now, give you some specifications here on the water trough because every time we talk about the water trough, these are some common questions that always get asked. This is the largest size of the water tank that we could get. Jerry just went down to our local Feed and Seed, just 10 minutes down the road, and grabbed this. It has a drain hole about 1 inch or 2 above the bottom in the very back. We left that open. We did not drill holes into the bottom of this trough because we do have that drain hole in the back. And it's okay if the bottom inch is really, really saturated because the rest of the soil will soak that up. Let's see, we filled it completely up with potting soil the very first time. We did not put pine cones or water bottles or firewood or anything in the bottom. It is filled from top to bottom with potting soil. Now, do we have to replace all of this every single time we plant? No, absolutely not. But what happens is like when the summer annuals got pulled out, my soil level got pulled down to here because of the roots, right? So when you pull the plant out, there's all that soil that is attached to it. So we lose soil that way, and then when we have soil that has lots of roots in it, we take that out. Before we started filming, Jerry and I put about I don't know, about maybe 4 to 5 bags of potting soil and compost back on top. Top dressed it so you can see we've got beautiful, healthy, fresh soil for these plants to grow in. Typically, I don't do this step, but I am going to do this step because we're going to have these plants in here growing over the winter. I am going to go ahead and throw in some biotone. I'm just going to sprinkle it on the top. That way, as we are planting these shrubs and annuals, it will all get mixed in. Biotone, of course, is that great starter fertilizer. We use it every time we plant trees, shrubs, perennials. Typically, I won't use it a lot with my annuals. Not to say that you can't, it's just that sometimes I just choose not to. So, but I did have a viewer say that she uses the biotone with her violas and pansies, and she has noticed a massive difference in them. And that really speaks to it because the biotone is for your healthy root growth, and especially with your annuals coming in the fall, if you can get them really well established before the cold hits, then they will do much better. So I accidentally dumped some little extra right there, so we'll just zhuzh it around and everything will be fine. Now, okay, so what I'm thinking is with these green giants, of course, they are nice and tough, so I can just, I can manhandle them. Get them in here. These are going to be my height, and one in the center, because make sure this door, yeah, the door is open all the way. So I want to, because I am that crazy person, my tallest one will go straight in the center of the door when it is opened. And then we will have a green giant on each side. Now, do I expect to see a ton of growth in these trees this, winter, this growing season? No, I'm doing this as a temporary to give me beautiful green structure and height in this bed, because that's the thing about this water trough is it does sit right in front of the barn, and our barn is huge. Therefore, I need a big container with big impact. Otherwise, it just looks lost and dinky, and that is not what I want. So here we go. And then my thought process is with the fire chiefs that they're going to go here. Now, if you're not familiar with fire chiefs, these are really fun plants. They have, in the summertime, they are a beautiful green, and they will have a little bit of kind of that bronzy, coppery look on the top. And as the temperatures go down, this whole entire outside will turn that beautiful burgundy, coppery, brown look. The plant is not dead. It is very healthy. It is a very soft shrub. You can easily rub your hands over it. But it is a certain look for some people, right? I know our buddy Josh, who works with us, he's like, I don't like this plant. In the wintertime, it looks dead. He loves it in the summertime, but in the wintertime, because it has that copper look all over it, he said it looks like it's dead. You know it's not dead, because if it were dead, this would just be falling off into your hands, and it's not. That is why it's called a fire chief, and that is why I chose it to go in here, because when it does have that different copper look, it will really pop against these green giants. So we're going to start with the shrubs, trees, get them in the container, and then once they're in, then we're going to come back and we're going to pop in. I've got the violas, I've got some cabbage, and I've got some kale to really kind of fill in and give me lots of fun. So going to get these in the water trough, and then we'll go from there. my trees and my shrubs are in, and I'm telling you, just like that, I mean, look at that. That is really fun and lots of fun colors, textures, height. I love it. Now, obviously there are some holes in there that we are going to fill in. When we were over at the greenhouse, I grabbed I got a kale, well, 2 different kinds of kale. So the first one is an upright, really kind of a fine texture, what we think of a kale. And so this is peacock white. Really kind of fun, grayish, bluish color to it. Now, you'll notice that we have one of the stalks on the bottom that's looking sad. Your kales, your cabbages, your mustards, they're gonna do that. So just simply go in there and pull it off. You're gonna do this kind of routinely throughout the growing season because it's continually putting out new growth, and the old growth kind of fades away and looks a little sad. So you just go in there and pinch it off. I'm going to use 2 of these, and I'm going to flank them on each side of one beside on the left with the green giant, and then one on the right. Now, the other kale that we have, this is Nagoya Rose. Kind of that typical, what we think of like in the fall texture. It's going to be nice and flat, and it's going to have, with the cooler temperatures, the center is going to get a beautiful kind of that pinky color. This is not going to be high, this is going to be low and wide. We're going to do something a little different. Now, you know that typically I tend to plant like for longevity, right? And a little sparsely. Well, because this is going to be a fall into winter, we're not going to have like massive growth. So we're really going to kind of pack this in and do this a little different. I'm going to put 3 of these babies right here in the center between the fire chiefs. Let's switch them around here. Try to put the smaller one in the center. So that gives me a lot of different kind of color differences, texture differences. Have that center of that Nagoya Rose right here in the middle. Then we're going to grab the other peacock white, put it right there, and then I have my holes where I'm going to fill in with the violas. Now, the violas that I chose today are a great blend of some yellows, oranges, and whites. This is Color Max Lemon Splash. So we're just going to do the kales first, come back and fill in with these violas, and just really jam pack it in here, because this is one of those containers that I want it to look full and nice right away. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get these babies in the soil. Okay, my friends, so we have got the water trough all planted, and I have to say, I am pretty proud with how this thing has turned out. Again, this is definitely going to go for us for fall, into winter, and into spring. So that way this spring, when I have my summer annuals that I'm ready to put in, this will be doing great. Everything is going, like my green giants and my arborvitaes, again, we'll just repot up into a bigger container and then use them elsewhere in the landscape. So this is not a waste, it is just a different way of using some trees and shrubs in the meantime. And then of course the violas and the kale just bring a whole different kind of textures and colors to it. Lots of fun. Those violas are gonna fill in, and even though these are not trailing violas, they will spill over the edge because they are so close to it. But I love having that mix of the yellows and the oranges and the creamy yellows. Really, really fun. So, you know, think outside the box when you're doing your fall containers. This will really transition all the way through, and even in the coldest parts of the winter, they will do great. I know that my mama, she doesn't buy a Christmas tree. She comes, and, now she does have a perk because she is my mama, but she borrows like our emerald greens or our small green giants and will use them as an outdoor Christmas tree. So you could easily like put lights on this during Christmas time or just in the winter time in general, and it would be really fun. So the whole point of this is when you get out there and you're creating, you know, different containers or beds, think outside the box. Have fun with it. If we put this in the landscape, would this be an arrangement that would last long term? Absolutely not. Does it work in this container? It absolutely does. So remember, gardening is supposed to be fun. Get out there, enjoy it, create something beautiful that you enjoy in your garden. And as always, we so appreciate you. Have fun out there, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends. So we need lots of good winter interest. I am going to use, I have no idea who that was.